That's a good one. That's a good fish. Come on, bud. Come on, bud. Yes! Woo! Look at that. Oh, boy. That's a good fish. That's a good fish right there. Daggone, chunky. Look how fat that fish is, man. That thing's got to be close to 3 pounds. Good Lord, that thing is big. It's a nice fish. Fishing laydowns is probably one of the most effective things you can do in the summertime, especially deep ones. But if you're working with shallow water like I am today and it's dirty, you can find a lot of decent fish up in laydowns that are located in 1 foot to 3 feet of water, even less than that sometimes. The lure of choice that I generally like to throw in laydowns is a jig, this one specifically being an all-terrain tackle skipping jig. That pointed head runs through brush very well, doesn't get me hung up as much, and the craw that I've got on right here is a Zoom Z-Craw. It's a fairly new bait, and it's very slender as well, so it complements the whole slender head design, so it's going to get in and out of brush very easily. I have a light weed gun here. It's not too hard because I want to be able to swim this bait back to the boat, and that's something I'm going to touch base on here in a little bit as well. Being able to locate a laydown too can be kind of difficult, partially because it sits too deep in water. What I like to look for is I like to look at the bank. As you can see right up there, there's a small piece of a dead tree hanging on the water, and sometimes people think that's where it stops. Basically where it meets the water is where it stops, but believe it or not, there's one. There's a nice one. Oh, get him up out of there. Get him up out of there. Get him up out of there. Come on. Here he comes. Here he comes. He got me all wrapped up. That's a good fish. Pretty decent one too, actually. I'm going to have to retie so badly on that one. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, basically what I was saying is sometimes if you see a laydown that starts off the shore, it may go 20, 30 yards out. I've had laydowns that literally will start in 1 foot of water and go all the way back into 20 feet. But this dude came right in the midsection of that laydown. That's why it's important to work all aspects of a piece of timber like that. Beautiful fish, man. Whew. Real fat, chunky, probably feeding on, you know, craws and bluegill. Quality fish though, quality fish. Got me all wet though. So right when I think I'm pretty much done working the laydown, what I'll do is I'll pick that jig up and slowly swim it back to the boat. This is something that a lot of professional anglers do because it increases the area that you're fishing. Sometimes there's a fish that's followed your bait from the initial time that bait's hit the water, that jig's hit the water, and they'll follow it all the way up to the boat. But if you burn it in, they don't have a chance to hit it. So what I'll do is I'll swim it slowly back to the boat, and that gives that fish one last opportunity to eat that bait. My initial cast to a laydown like this is usually kind of far outside the right or left side of the branch or the stalk. Mainly because I want to see if there's any fish that's pushed off the laydown, some fish that aren't necessarily too tight. So I can eliminate that factor very easily, and I'll be able to adjust if I do get a bite or don't. The most important tip I can give to anyone, opposed to the rod or lure, is to take your time. If you think there's fish there, fish it slow. Don't burn that jig all the way across that laydown. If you're starting to get bit, if you're getting some small bites and you're not sure if they're committing, cast at it again. Give them a second chance, especially in dirty water too. That's something I can't stress enough of.